Okay, I'm recording on my end.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. My name is Melissa Jakubovic, and I'm the co-founder of SuccessFIT Body and Mind. I've invited so many people onto this call because we have a really special guest and an awesome call ahead for you. And I said I would let everybody know which teams were invited to this call as long as everyone has a representative here. So we have SuccessFIT Body and Mind. We have the Misfit Republic, the Bombshell Dynasty, Misfit and Fearless, Wild Rain, and of course, the Good Life. The founder of Good Life is Eric Johnson, and he's our special guest today. He is the creator of Teamzy. Teamzy is a tracking program that I use for my business. It is made for Beachbody coaches, and it has launched my business forward so much. It is the most efficient program out there that I have used, and it has made my power hour actually an hour or less, which is amazing. Basically, what you have to do is set your income goal for the year, and then the program reverse engineers for you how many connects you need to make each day in order to make that goal a reality. So it tells you who you need to connect with, when, how often, if they're coaches, if they're prospects, if they're customers. It gives you the follow-ups. It basically takes all the guesswork out of everything. I used to write all of my people down in spiral notebooks like this. I have millions of them, forgetting who I need to follow up with, forgetting which challenge pack they wanted or what they needed. And I was completely unorganized, and I found myself wasting my time. And now I can get in, I can get out, and I'm done in an hour. And people are just flying to me. They're just flocking to me because the computer, the system, Teamzy, tells me exactly who I need to contact. And it's based on how I rank them. So it's the most amazing program, and I'm excited to introduce to you today our very special guest, Eric Johnson, who's going to give us some information, break it down, and talk to us about some marketing tools and customer relationships. So take it away.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you very much. So my first legal disclosure is this, guys, is that as a Beachbody coach, I am separate from Teamzy. Teamzy is a separate entity from me. So I am the coaching ambassador, and yes, I am the creator of Teamzy, but I'm not allowed to actually be owner, part of the business because of the compliance issues. So I just want you guys to know that Teamzy is separate from me. So I'm like you guys, I'm somebody who's using the tool. What I want to do is I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about relationship marketing, and this is kind of my area of expertise from my corporate career, which I just left in July to go full time into Beachbody, and so I'm going to share a little bit of that expertise, and I'm going to show you how to just absolutely crush a power hour in Teamzy, and then we'll open up for Q&A. Sound good?
Excellent.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys. All right. So you guys should be seeing now my keynote presentation. Do you see it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll talk a little bit about relationship marketing. Now, relationship marketing is going to sound kind of familiar to you guys because it's all based on relationships. And I know you've heard lots of things like attraction marketing, right? Where you're attracting people to you. What relationship marketing is, it is creating and deepening relationships so that you can create a predictable stream of business. So I'll give you guys a little bit of insight into how to do this. So first off, well, let me get rid of this thing. Can you guys see this thing that's the participants list? Is that on the screen too?
We can see the videos on the side, but I think for the recording, they may be gone.
Okay, that's fine. So this is a picture. You guys probably have these too on your Instagram, Facebook. This is me. This is how it got started with me. So a few years ago, I was on the road doing training seminars, working with real estate agents all across the country. With the largest training and coaching company in that industry. And I was traveling, eating at great restaurants. Melissa and I were just talking about Canoe in Atlanta, where she is. I could probably tell you the best restaurant in town where each one of you is from. And you can tell, look at the guy on the left, right? So I was just really unhealthy. And that's me in my late 20s. I mean, I was like an old man body, now I'm in my early 40s and I feel amazing. So it's the whole Shakeology transformation. So for me, it became a passion to help other people do it. So I wanted to leverage what I knew in my professional career and really help coaches to be more successful. So what is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing, it's serving your customers so they become walking, talking billboards for your business. And you guys have probably heard this before. It sounds a lot like word of mouth business, except word of mouth is passive. Word of mouth is kind of waiting for something to happen, okay? But relationship marketing is systemizing your contact and your care. Okay, so it's systemizing your contact and your care in such a way that it deepens your relationships and it generates a predictable stream of recommendations. You could also call those referrals, right? To the friends, families, and colleagues of the people you already know. So I don't like referrals that much because it sounds like you're in trouble in school. But that's what it is. So a lot of times people confuse, or they're trying to figure out, where do I go for leads, or I can't go to the people I know because I already went there. What I'm going to teach you is how to work those relationships of the people you already know so that they become generators of business for you. I just recently had a customer, Illy. She came to me. I've never met Illy before, but she married somebody that I've known 15 years. And she came home from the gym and said, I heard about this 21-day fix thing in Shakeology. He said, you got to call Eric Johnson. That's what you want. You want everybody to know that you are that person. Okay. And so I'll show you guys how to do that tonight. Okay. But for this to work, people have to trust you. People have to trust you. Trust is what makes the work fun. When people trust you, you don't have to convince them of anything. You can just get right to helping them, right? When they trust you. Like this woman, Illy, who I hadn't met, she called me and already trusted me. She said, my husband said, I should talk to you about this. What is it? And I said, this is what it is. Here's your link to order. She was in my challenge group 2 days later. It makes it more fun. Trust removes the ickiness from the sales process. You never feel like an icky salesperson when you're talking to somebody who trusts you, or they've come by referral from somebody who trusts you. So somebody who's referred to you already trusts you. Does that make sense? And you get to go for yes. Have you guys ever read the whole go for no thing? The whole go for no. Like for me, it's like, oh my gosh, that's the worst thing I can ever imagine. Going for no. I mean, I'm the sensitive one in my family. I don't like being rejected. I don't know if you guys like being rejected, but I would rather go for yes all day long. I go swim where the water's more and more people like me, so that I don't have to go for no. Okay, so how do you build trust? If you can get people to trust you, this works. So how do you actually build trust? There's a methodology for this, okay? First, there's 2 pillars for trust: character and competence. Okay, character and competence. So character is when you demonstrate how much you care, right? So this is when you actually care about somebody. Not when you're like, oh my God, I need some Success Club points before Tuesday. What do? I need to get somebody to buy something. It's when it's when you care about somebody, when you're paying attention to them, when you're serving them, when you're bringing them information, or you're bringing them value on a regular basis without any strings attached. That's care. And that you're relatable. Character, you have to be relatable. They have to relate to you. Competence is when you demonstrate that you're good at what you do and you're a business person. This is things like, understanding your products. These are things like recommending people the right program for them. This is things like following up and letting them know that their shipment's delayed, and all the little things that you do as a competent business person, okay? So those are the 2 things you need to demonstrate consistently, not just one time, but you have to consistently demonstrate your care and your competence. Okay, and this is kind of a key thing. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. In fact, I'll recommend a book to you guys that I already put it away. Always cleaning up my office. Here it is right here. Hold on a second. This is my world shed quarters, by the way. This is where all the magic happens. This is an awesome book for you guys if you're ever needing the next thing to read for your personal development. It's called The Psychology of Influence. The Psychology of Persuasion, Influence, just look up Influence, by Dr. Cialdini. This is an awesome book. And so this is one of the tenets, one of the laws of relationships, is that people respect consistency and desire it for themselves. When you guys are posting all the time and people are telling you that you're inspiring them, let me tell you something. They are not inspired because you lost 50 pounds. I mean, that's cool, and they like that. They're inspired because you're consistent. They want to be consistent. They want to have the lifestyle that you're showing them. They want to get up every morning and move and work out and eat healthy and feel good. That's what they desire for themselves. Okay, so your integrity is going to reinforce your character and competence. So you got to ask yourselves these questions. Are you who you say you are? I mean, if you're a Beachbody coach, are you really living out, Beachbody calls it being a product to the product. Are you a product to the product? Are you living the Beachbody lifestyle? Are you consistent? Or are you a workout and binge coach? If you are, I didn't mean to hit you there, but I've got some of those on my team. They just
I think
like,
we all do.
right? So the other thing I would ask is, does your life match what you're teaching? You know, are you really out helping people? Are you really focused on impacting lives? So you got to be consistent in yourself, right? Your product to the product, consistent. It has to be out front. You guys know this. The next piece is, if you're going to deepen relationships, you have to be contact. You have to be in contact with people. You have to be contacting them, right? So if you have a friend, you know, you have one of those friends that you see every 5-10 years, and every time you see each other, it's just like yesterday, you're so close, right? Nobody has a friend like that. Does anyone have a friend like that? That doesn't exist. The people you're close to are the people you spend time with. The only way to deepen a relationship is to invest time. Time is the most precious resource we have. That's why we trade most of our time for money, right? Money is just time stored in a piece of paper that we get back in another way. Time is our most valuable resource. When we invest time, that's how we deepen relationships. So investing the time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen it. But how do you do that when time is scarce? Because what I'm going to tell you you need to do is you need to be in contact consistently with every single human being you know. Right? It's kind of overwhelming. How do you do that? You can do that, though, with a system. If you have a system, you can do that. So with your system, it helps you stay in contact with all your relationships, right? You'll know when you should be contacting them, because you need to contact the people most likely to do business with you, or most likely to refer business to you, more often than the ones that are not likely. Does that make sense? And you need to know what to say when you contact them. This is the key, right? And that nobody ever falls through the cracks. Because when nobody falls through the cracks, you are now the most admirable person that your sphere of influence has, because you're the most consistent person they know, right? But here's the thing I want you to know. No human being is consistent naturally. The only way we're consistent is when we apply a system to ourselves. Melanie Mitro is awesome, but she is not different than you and me. She's got better systems, right? She's got better systems. And she's figured out how to make herself consistent using systems. So the system that I have to do this is Teamzy, okay? And that's a different screen for another thing, so you don't need that. All right, so I'm going to switch now back over here. You guys looking at Teamzy now?
No.
All right.
Nope.
Hold on, I just need to do a new share. Now you should be seeing Teamzy.
Yes.
Okay, great. So you guys can see this is the basic dashboard for Teamzy. And I was just telling Melissa, a new mobile version of this website just went live on Friday night in the middle of the night. So when you log onto this on your smartphone, you'll see a mobile dashboard, which is pretty awesome. So you can do this from anywhere. So now you have no excuse. So I'm going to take you through a just 2 minutes on the setup, and then I'm going to show you how I do a 2-power hour. We'll do it live. We'll do a few contacts right now, so I can show you how easy this is. The biggest thing that people make, the biggest mistake that people make, is that they overthink it. They overthink. What should I say to somebody? And so the first thing, we call them connects, not invites, because you just got to you have to connect first. You can't invite. You have to connect, and then you can invite, right? You connect, you form, you have a conversation, and then you can do an invite. Okay, so right here, this little wheel, this is your settings, and the setup wizard's right there. Now, when you guys connect the first time, you'll automatically be in the setup wizard. So here's what the setup wizard looks like. They're going to set your income goal. They're going to create a why, powerful why, so that you never lose focus on why you're doing this, and then get your contacts imported and sort your contacts. And that's how you do your setup. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I'm just going to show you how easy this is. So the first thing you do is you set an income goal. So I set a goal of 150,000. This is what I'd like to earn in the next 12 months. So am I going to earn it this month? Of course not. But I'm hoping, if I'm doing the system and I'm working it, that 12 months from now, that's how much I will have earned. Does that make sense? Because it's going to compound. Have you guys read The Compound Effect? By the way, that book is like amazing. So I've got a written goal. This is a little side note. I've got a written goal to have Darren Hardy in my men's mastermind group in the next 5 years, because he lives here locally. He doesn't know yet, but
put it out in the universe.
It's there. No, it's written down. It's not in the universe. It's in a book. And I message him occasionally on LinkedIn, and he always responds. So my two favorite Darrens, Darren Oline, Darren Hardy, they always respond to messages, just so you guys know. Okay, so $150,000, that is the exact salary I gave up when I left my job to become a Beachbody coach. So promise my wife that's what I'll do in the next year. Okay, great. So you put in your goal. It doesn't matter, guys. You should make a big goal though, because this is going to make it easy to do a lot of connects. So you might as well set a big goal. Okay, that's what I'm encouraging you guys to do.
Can I say something about that, Eric?
Yeah.
When I first went in there, I was like, I want to make 60,000. And then I said, you know what, maybe I should just push it up a little more. So I said, okay, I'll do 75,000. And when I went in there, you know, that field, before you fill it in, it already has an example for you in like light gray. And the example was 120. And I was like, if they're using an example of 120, I need to do 120. So now I have it set at 120 and I'm just doing however many connects they tell me to do. So,
Great. Well, I mean, it's better to go high because, you know, this is a compound effect. You're creating momentum. You're creating relationship momentum. Okay, the next field here is how many personally sponsored coaches do you already have? If you guys are like 3 stars or less, I wouldn't even bother entering these. Okay, because it's not going to really impact the numbers that much. In fact, it might take you a little bit off your goal. This is more, you know, if you've got a huge team, your income spread is going to be a little bit different. Okay. All right, so once you do that, it's going to actually, I'm going to skip these little videos, but you can see here, there's my number, 4,348. You can see I've got it written over here on my shed quarter wall, 4,348. That's how many people I'm going to connect with in the next 12 months to hit my goal, okay? And I want it in front of me to know that I'm going to take a bite out of that every single day. Okay. So what it does is it breaks it down and it gives me some recommendations. So it's recommending that I do, you know, 9 connects a day with my prospects, 6 connects a day with my customers, and 4 connects a day with my coaches. So you can now go in here and modify this a little bit if you want. Like, for example, I actually do 13, and over here I just do 2. Because I don't have a huge organization yet anyways. Even with 2, I run out of coaches. So once I get through, I go through them pretty quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna hit continue, and then it goes into finding your why. And I don't know if you guys listened to the Vita Lafata training on finding your why from November 2014. It's in the back office. It is freaking awesome. But very inspiring, inspired us to create this because as you guys know, if you don't know why, if you don't have a powerful why, then you're not going to stick to it. It's going to be hard because it takes a while to build momentum in this business. I know when I called a friend of mine who was a Beachbody coach when I figured out you know, that I wanted to do this, and he said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, gosh, if I could make an extra $500 a month, that would be great." And I quickly realized that that's not enough to keep me doing it for 2 months. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing to that. But what I did realize when I really thought about it was the reason I wanted to be a coach was that I've been laid off after winning, you know, employee of the year every year and hitting all the big bonuses. I've been laid off. And then I found myself in the middle of the recession looking for a job, and it was incredibly stressful. And I said, you know what? I just don't want to ever have to worry about that again. So for me, my why became more than $500 a month. It became creating a stable business that I could control for my family, right? So that became a bigger why. So you have to dig deep to figure out why you're doing this stuff. So what we did was we created this kind of like a worksheet, and it just asks you questions. So you fill out the first one, and they get a little bit harder, and they dig a little bit deeper, right? So each one leads you to the next one. And when you get through working through this, you kind of put it all together and you put your why and you save, okay? And then it'll display that on your dashboard so you look at it every single day. Cool? And then it takes you through the upload, and this is really easy. You can upload contacts from anything you use, Gmail or whatever, or if you have another CRM. You can get your Facebook contacts in, which is huge. It's a little bit, you just follow the instructions. It can be a pain, but it's important to do because you've got people there that, you've got so many people there you could be talking to. It's awesome. I had 1,800 people on my Facebook. I've been working this every day for 3 months. I still haven't gone through them all. It's pretty cool, right? You never run out. And then of course you want to get all your customers and coaches and everybody from the online office imported in. It's really easy. Each one of these videos shows you how to do it, okay? And then the next thing you do, and then you do your upload, it's really simple. Finally, what you're gonna do is you're going to rank everybody. So when you come through your final thing, it's going to look like this. It's going to be sorted in here on rank mode. And you're just going to go through and click a ranking, just like you're ranking Netflix movies, right? 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars. And the more stars, the more often you connect. But the more stars, like a 5-star, that's somebody that is your best customer. They're not only a super great customer, but they're bringing people to you. They've referred people to you. They're bringing business to you. They're already an advocate for your business. If you have a bunch of these, you're doing awesome. Then each one, 4s. So we give you some suggestions on what you should, how you can rank people 5, 4, 3, 2. But the most important thing to know is that a 5 comes up every month, a 4 comes up every 2, a 3 comes up every 3 months, and a 2 comes up every 4 months, thank you. And 1s don't come up on your dashboard. Okay, so once you do, you got to do the ranking, because this is important, guys. You have to prioritize your relationships so you can prioritize your activities, so you can prioritize your time. Okay, I'm going to say that again in case you want to write that down. You have to prioritize your relationships so you can prioritize your activities, so you can prioritize your time. You cannot spend all your time with the jackass customers. Your time is it's the investment you have in your relationships. It is the most valuable thing you have, and you need to prioritize your people so you can dedicate time to the people who deserve it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I want to say something about that. When I first imported, I have over 2,000 on my Facebook, and it was so overwhelming. And I sat there and I was like, I don't want to deal with it anymore. And the program didn't work for me. And I actually asked them to just wipe out the program and let me start fresh and new. And I sat there, and it took me just an hour and a half, and you just boom, 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 boom. And it's really easy. And now the program is flawless. I basically gave every new import a 3, and then just gauged from there. Like, if I just really didn't want to talk to them, I give them 1 less, or if I really needed to talk to them, I give them 1 more. But basically, all the new people I started out as 3, so it went by pretty fast.
It's important, you're moving. I'm sorry, go ahead, Melissa.
And you can change it. So if you gave someone a 3 and later on they're interested, you can give them a 4. Or if they're like, we're totally not interested in this, leave us alone, you can be like, all right, 1. You can change it.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely move people all the time. If they come into a challenge group, I move them up to a 5. And then I might move them down after the challenge group. So maybe I don't need to stay in touch with them every month, so you can move people around. Every time you connect them, you can just move it. But one thing I will tell you guys is this is where the magic happens. And you need to take that time to set it up, because it's like you're moving your business into a new home. You've got everything labeled, right? You've got the cardboard box that says kitchen. You don't just dump it in the kitchen, right? You put all the plates away. Right? You put your glasses away so you're ready to use them. And this is the same thing. This is your business. So it's definitely worth taking that time. It won't take that much time to go through and do this. And you can do it mobile. You can do it on your phone. You can just sit up on the couch and do it however you want to do it once you get it imported. Okay, so I spent a little bit more time than I wanted to on that, but let me show you how to do a power hour, guys. So you can come in here and you can see, look, I'm so close. I'm so close right now to getting 100% on my dashboard. So I'm going to have to do it with you guys so that I can get that little dopamine hit of getting my numbers done. But you can see these are the connects I need to make with prospects, customers, coaches, and then of course I always want to try to add new people every day. So when you come in here, this is the magic right here, the who's up next. So my first category are prospects, and it's going to feed me the 5 people that I need to contact right now. Okay. Same thing in my customer list, my coaches list, and then my follow-ups that I've set in addition to these default follow-ups are here. So this is how nobody ever falls through the cracks. So you want to go through, you want to start with your prospects. Even though I looked at those follow-ups just now and I saw some reds, I want to go there. I'm not going to. Got to be disciplined. I'm going to go in order because prospects are my most important, then my customers, then my coaches, then my follow-ups. Okay. So here's what I do. Sandy McAllister, you can see I'm in 3s, which means these are people I haven't talked to, probably haven't talked to in ages. I like to use Facebook. That's my favorite thing. So I use Facebook a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and let's just go ahead and close that. I don't know what it says. So I'm going to look up, who was it that I was supposed to look up? Sandy McAllister. All right. So here's Sandy McAllister. Great. So I'm going to message her and you can see No messages. See how great I've done at keeping in touch with her? So I'm not going to even think about what I'm going to say because I'm just making contact. I'm just starting a conversation with her. I haven't talked to her, right? So look, this is it. Hi, Sandy, just popping by to say hello. How are you? Hope all is well, Eric. The reason I signed my name on it, I know that's weird to do on a message, is because I don't want her to think somebody hacked my account because I haven't talked to her in 2 years, right? And so she gets one of those hello messages, right? So I always do that so they know it's me. Boom, I don't overthink it. So here's what I'm gonna do. So now I've made contact with Sandy. She may respond to me. She might not respond to me, but you know what? I'm talking to 13 people a day, and if I have create 6 conversations, that's totally worth it. And when I come back to Sandy in a couple months again, each time I talk to her, she's going to get warmer. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to toggle back to Teamzy, and I'm going to just log that. You can just write a note if you want. I like to copy and paste. I don't have to type it twice. That was a Facebook message. Okay. Now watch this. When I complete this, she disappears off my list. She's gone. Now I'm on to the next one. Okay. Now if she comes back and has a conversation with me, I'll go back and log that whole conversation later. But right now she's gone. So now I'm going to go to Ron. Ron used to do video for me on the old real estate stuff. There he is. And then here's the thing, guys. This is called leverage, right? I'm just going to send him the same message.
Change name.
Right? Okay. So, I mean, it's because it's just a hello, right? So today, for example, you saw that I had done a bunch, and I had about 7 conversations going today, which was really great and excited to do. So you can see, okay, great. This is going to get me in my 100%. Awesome. So what happens if Ron comes back and says, hey man, it's great to hear from you, and we talk for a while, and I find out how his family's doing. I find out what he's doing for a living now, because I know he left the AV company he used to work for, right? And so we catch up. And I tell him I'm a Beachbody coach, what I'm doing, how excited I am to help people, the kind of results we're getting. And he wants more information on my next challenge group, right? Which is starting February 8th, because we had one start yesterday. So when he says that, great, now I'm going to send him the information like I would. But now what I'm going to do, which is kind of cool, is I'm going to go back to Ron. There he is. I don't know why maybe I didn't capitalize it. Okay, so here's Ron's full record, right? So I'm going to go back here to the activity feed. First thing I'll do is I'll click edit, and I'll paste the rest of our conversation there. So it's all in my record. So at the end of the day or tomorrow, whenever, I'll paste the whole conversation in, and it'll be there. But now what I'm going to do with Ron is I'm going to create a follow-up, because he's going to come back on my thing in 3 months, right? So I don't want to wait 3 months because I just sent him links. So now what I'll do is I'll set my follow-up for tomorrow. Okay. So now I've set a follow-up for him tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about it. I know I'm not going to forget him. Okay, so tomorrow when I get to my follow-up tab, Ron will be there, and it'll remind me to follow up on the links I sent. Does that make sense? So those follow-ups are key, because what I do is I follow up 7 or 8 times with people once they've expressed some interest, so that I know that I've served them. Right? It's part of the integrity I was telling you guys about, because 7, 8 times is when people actually purchase most of the time. And it may take me 6 weeks, it may take me a couple of months to get all the way through those 8 follow-ups, but I know that I've done my diligence and served them like I told them I would. Okay, so now what happens is I get through my contacts, I get to 0 left. Now I go to my member prospects, I get to 0 left. Now I go to customers, and I check in with my customers. Okay. Hi, Janice, how are you doing? So you can see some of the messages I've already sent to her. It's so important to stay in contact with your customers, guys, because your customer is the best source of a new customer you have. Better than Instagram, better than anything you can be doing anywhere. Your current customer is the best source of a new customer you have. Okay, I said it twice so you can write that down. Why? They're already using the products. They're already experiencing the change. They're already creating new habits. They're excited about it. They want to tell other people about it, right? Don't you want to tell people about everything you're doing that's new and exciting? You go to a movie, you tell everybody you went to a movie. You try a new restaurant, you tell everybody you went to a new restaurant. You're doing Shakeology, you're spending $130 a month on a shake. You're going to tell people about it. So you want to be connecting with people. Now, here's the thing is, those people are talking to other people. You're spending what on shakes? So if they're not talking to you, they may be losing their enthusiasm and you're going to get cancels and whatnot. So on one end, you could have canceled customers. On the other end, you could have happy customers who stay and refer you more customers all the time. So you got to stay in contact with your customers. Also, you guys know customers are the best source of new coaches, right? So that's why. So we stay in contact with our customers. And coaches, same thing. You're building a team. You need to be supporting them, not just on team calls, not just on Facebook posts, but direct personal messages with people, okay? So when you get through all of those and you get this beautiful 100%, now you can go to your follow-ups, okay? So now you've got all of your specific follow-ups. These are the people that you've got an invitation out to your business, to a free group, to a challenge group, right? Or to a product sale. So these are the people that you're following up with. So guys, if you did that every day, like if you went in, like me, I'm doing 21 connects a day. You did 21, if you talk to 21 people a day, and always try to add a few people a day, think about your business. And with Teamzy here working for you, you do not have to do any planning. You don't overthink it. You just come in and you just talk to the people there. And I look at people here and I go, ooh, I haven't talked to that person today. I don't know if I've ever talked to that person. And it doesn't matter. You just send them that hello message. They can ignore it. Or they come back and you'd be surprised how many people are excited to hear from you and you're not even sure if you ever met. It's kind of crazy, but so.
And not only that, let me say this. When you're messaging them, then your stuff is showing up in their newsfeed now. Because once you've connected with them, Facebook has some algorithm and your stuff's showing up in their newsfeed. So now they have like interest. Ooh, what is she doing? Who is she? And you have these people coming back through the woodwork. You don't even know where you got them from.
No, you're absolutely right. Every time you message somebody, even if they don't respond, they've thought about you for a moment. They've probably looked at your page. And then when you come back in a couple months and message them again, like those people that you think were non-responsive, you'd be surprised how over time they become more interested. Because everybody doesn't need to be excited about it right now. You know what I mean? You're planting and sowing and watering all the time. And there's just always going to be people coming. And, like I told you guys, some of you guys weren't here when we first started talking before we got started. I'm a newer coach. I haven't even been doing this 2 years, but I've hit Success Club 10 almost every month, but always hit Success Club. And it's just from, people always go, well, do you have a like page? No, I haven't done that yet. What about a blog? No, I haven't done that yet. Do you have, are you doing Instagram? I'm like, I want to, but I haven't had time to. All I've been doing is connecting with the people I've already met in the world. And when I meet new people, I put them in Teamzy. And my goal is to move them up in stars. You know what I mean? And I'm talking like if I do this summer I did a free drink a gallon of water a day group for a week and got 27 new ads to my Teamzy. First and last name, that's it, and a Facebook page. But hey, that's great, right? Because now you're staying in contact with people and over time you develop a relationship and you earn trust. They watch your posts and they like what you're doing. And that's the thing. It's like I don't look at 27 people in Teamzy and go, how many challenge packs will I get this month? I think that's 27 people who know at least 150 people. That's, 3,000 prospects that I have just added to my relationship generating engine. Does that make sense?
So if you're hitting Success Club, then you're getting leads from Beachbody. And when you import from the Coach Online Office, these people may not be on your Facebook. And I've had a lot of people come up under customers who I've never heard of, didn't know who they were, and I only have an email. And that using Teamzy was the first time that I went out and actually reached out to the first time I reached out to my customer leads from the Success Club program and actually connected with potential clients. And just that one email, hi, just checking in on you, blah, 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 it means so much to them. So very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I've even had a couple of really great business builder coaches come from those free leads on Beachbody. So, and those people will become a coach for somebody, whoever reaches out to them. And how many top coaches have you heard tell the story of, oh, so-and-so 15-star diamond actually was assigned to me and I never reached out to them. And then they went and signed up with somebody else, you know? So you definitely want to be doing that. So, okay, I will stop talking now and let you guys ask me questions. I'll stop the share for a second and I'll reshare if you guys want to see stuff. But just based on that, what questions do you guys have?
I have a question. Let's see. Melissa may be answering one of mine. I was wondering how you email through Teamzy.
Yeah.
Actually, I think she just answered.
Yeah, I was in the middle of answering that. Basically, you don't email through Teamzy. You email through your email provider with the email that Beachbody provided you, that they provided to Beachbody, and then you log it in Teamzy. And instead of clicking Facebook message, you click email is the way you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a great, because I always, actually, I'm going to be honest, I skipped that section on Teamzy. I'm like, well, I don't know these people. I don't even know how to, that's it.
And
yeah.
I write the same exact email every time, but I actually go in to my online back office and see if they ordered anything. And if they ordered something, I add in one extra sentence for those people and I say, how is your Shakeology? And if they didn't order, I leave that sentence off. But aside from that, it's like the same little paragraph that I send them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it does integrate with your Gmail. So if Gmail is your email, you can send emails through Teamzy and they'll log for you. That whole area is kind of new and it's under development. We are looking to do a full integration with like a major email marketing suite. So we were working with MailChimp, but we just found out that MailChimp doesn't like Beachbody. So, but we'll find something like that. So you can plug, for those of you who do more substantial email marketing, like blog newsletters and things like that, that capability will be here in the next couple of months probably. But we will know. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Do you know when you do email? Because I did connect my Gmail to it, and I have sent a couple of emails through there, and I see, like, as soon as I send it through Teamzy, I can see it in my Gmail account. Do you know if there's a way to attach because, like, I have a stock signature in my Gmail. Is there a way to connect your signature to so that it'll pop up when you send the email from Teamzy?
Yeah, not yet, but
Okay.
like I said, that area is just real basic right now. So what you guys have is the 1.0 version of Teamzy, but what's really cool is it's developing really fast. So we will be adding more to that. The couple of things that absolutely destroy these platforms is when they try to do the big things that other people do better. So email service providing is one of those things. So you won't see us build a homemade deal. Like, we're going to use Gmail and we'll probably give you a choice. You can hook up, Constant Contact, Aweber, or, there may be 2 or 3 different ones that you may have an account with that you can connect and use so that it all connects, because those guys spend, millions of dollars developing those platforms and making them awesome. So we'll just let them keep doing that. Does that make sense? But so in the meantime, yeah, I mean, I still use my Gmail canned responses. You can save templates in Teamzy, so eventually it'll get to that functionality where it'll be better. But like Melissa, I have 2 canned emails. I have the email that when I first get the customer, and then I have the 2 months later, I call it my apology email, which is, sorry I haven't stayed in better touch with you, which is my nice way of saying you never responded to me, but I'm trying to get right.
I like that, because I was going to ask. So, like, I always send a welcome email when I get a free lead. 99% of the time I don't hear back. And I've never sent another email. So you do it like 2 months after?
Oh yeah. Every time they come up on Teamzy, they hear from me until they block me or whatever. And if they have a phone number, so the other thing is sometimes there's a phone number. If they have a phone number, I will send them a text message saying,
I've done that too.
I just sent you an email. I'm hoping to connect. But a lot of those are home phones. People still have home phones. So you get that immediate rejection that the text message didn't go through. So, but you do what you can, you move on, right? So
I love it. So I love your thought thinking.
So, you know, one of the things is, again, it's about relationships, right? So if you guys really if you shift your mindset from generating sales or generating coaches, and your mindset is on deepening relationships and serving people, that's when the magic starts to happen, right? And so you see it like, you know, my old boss used to say, you throw it out, you give it out in slices and it comes back to you in loaves, right? So that's your philosophy. So you get a free person from Beachbody, it's great. I'm your coach. I would love to help you. I'm here for you. They may not want that. They went online and ordered something. You know what I mean? So it's fine. I'm here for you. Here's my story. I hope we can connect, and I'll check in with you from time to time, and in a couple months I'll check in again. And they may never do anything with you, and that's fine. But every once in a while, right? You guys know, every once in a while you get somebody who's super engaged, and it's so worth it, right? So, but the other thing is you just never know when their light's gonna go on for them.
Eric, we have a question about when they're importing, if it imports also your blocked and defriended friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that has happened to me, but there's a way to erase people too. So can you talk
Yeah.
about that a bit?
Okay, so something about Facebook. You know, Facebook used to let you get all the data from Facebook, which was awesome. And there was 6 million apps that mined Facebook for data. And we were going to be one of them. And it was so cool. I mean, you could get everything from Facebook. Originally, you were going to be able to, everyone's link was going to be there. When you clicked on their name, it would open Facebook Messenger for you and all that. Facebook changed their APIs in like September of 2015. And they locked out everything. You can't do anything with Facebook. Only Facebook can play with Facebook. So all they let us do is dump basically the names out of the profile, you know. And then our guys who are super smart figured out how to find those names in a pile. It's literally like a pile of Greek junk, and then we like reconstitute the names and put them out. So yes, everybody you've ever sent a friend request to that's ignored you is in there. Everyone you've ever deleted is in there. Everyone who's sent you friend requests that are weird, like from the Philippines or whatever, are in there. So you will get some junk. So when you go through and clean your house, like we were talking about before, there's a little trash can. When you're ranking and you're like, trash, that's it, boom, dump them. That's it. You're just going through the list and doing your stars, 5 stars, just hit the trash can right there. Don't worry about it. It's really easy. So we didn't have the trash can at first, now we do. So little things like that. You guys are coming in at a good time. After the beta, we made about 700 improvements to Teamzy in the 2 months of beta based on coach feedback. So, and we still have a long list, but you know, it's pretty easy to just dump them out.
Also, the team's really responsive to emails if you have suggestions. I write suggestions all the time, and they're like, oh, wow, thanks. So if you think of things, pass them on.
You mentioned something about mobile. Is that just through your like Safari browser, or is there an app for it?
It's an app.
It's a mobile website. It's not an app. So just log on through your phone and then save it to your desktop as a shortcut, and you'll think it's an app, but it's in Safari. So that was
I thought it was an app.
Yeah, so it's cool because now that the well, I don't know what phones you guys use. I'm an Apple freak, but the newer iPhones, and I'm sure that the new Androids too, they're so friggin' fast that just a web page works as fast as an app, which is cool. We will build an app eventually, but that takes a lot of time and energy, and we're probably, my guess is probably by summer there'll be a fully dedicated mobile app for Teamzy.
Leslie, did you have a question?
It just if he can help me with one thing really quick. When I have a coach that's going to start using this also, and I was just trying to get a jump on, when I imported my Facebook, not my Coach Online Office, but my Facebook contacts, it like duplicated every single one of them. So I had 2 of everyone that came in, and I had to go through and delete them. What could I followed your steps in your video, like to a T. So I'm not quite sure what I did wrong somewhere that made that happen.
It's likely that you got an archive from Facebook that was corrupt.
Okay.
But just so you guys know, you can wipe out an entire import with one keystroke.
How do you do that?
I'll show you really quick. Okay. So you go over here to settings. Got the group chat thing in the way. And you go to customer data. And then you see right there where it says need to remove a previous import, click here.
Okay.
You can just delete that whole import. So I don't know what happened because we haven't had that error reported by anybody. So I don't think it's something that Teamzy did, but we've had all kinds of random things happen with the Facebook export. So what you may have needed to do, I know you're all cleaned up now, so it doesn't matter, is request your archive again from Facebook.
Okay.
Sometimes people get an empty archive. When they upload it to Teamzy, it says there's no data, and they go, it's broken. And then we go, you have a blank form here, so just ask for Facebook again. So
I had like quite a few problems getting it to recognize my files. Like I saved them just like you said to in the video, and it was telling me that they weren't, like my columns weren't correct in my Excel sheets, and it was really like a massive pain. So I wondered if it was just like something about how my stuff came over, but that I didn't know that you could delete it. So that'll be good to know when I'm helping my girls do it.
the most important thing is to tell people when they take, say, the spreadsheets from Online Office, that they don't open those sheets and look at them and try to clean them up, try to delete anything in them, because what they do is they kind of mess up the format. So, for example, we tell you can take the Excel sheet from Beachbody Online Office.
Right.
But Beachbody doesn't actually export an Excel sheet, which is why we tell you can take that. They export it as an XML file. When you open it, it converts to an Excel sheet. So now when you upload it, it doesn't work.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense? So little things like that. Now, as we've gone along, we've had more programming time. The guys have said, okay, well, maybe with some time we can get it to still take it. So they've been adding more layers of programming so that we can make it coach-proof. But if you guys are importing, for those of you guys who haven't set it up and you're having trouble importing and the tutorials aren't helping you, just hit the help button that's floating around. Just hit it and somebody will get to you pretty quickly and help you through. So
also, a bunch of my coaches had trouble. I pretty much make it a requirement for my downline to use it. I can't because you have to pay for it, but I just say, like, you have to use this. It's that important. Well, a few of them have had trouble getting their Facebook thing sent to them. So just go in there if that happens to and request it again, because sometimes it gets lost or it takes 2 days. Just do it again, because mine came, the first one took like 2 days, but I just requested again. I got it in 5 minutes. So
right now it's working great. It was broken around Thanksgiving, and I think, like, people were on vacation or something at Facebook and they just didn't care about fixing it. So there was like a 2-week period people were losing their minds, but it seems to be working right now really well.
I've also found sometimes the duplicate names when you're importing from several different places, your contacts, it's just because the names are changed or different. So there's not a lot you can do about that because your program is not matching up. Like if somebody uses a first and a middle in Facebook and not their last, but it's a last in your contacts. So
well,
you just have to weed through it.
When they come up, you can just say, oh, let me erase one of them. And
right. You just have to weed through them.
Yeah.
You're going to get duplicates because you're going to import your Facebook list, right? But you've already got a bunch of people that are coaches on your team or that are customers already that are also in your Facebook. I still find duplicates where I go, why is this person a prospect? They're a customer. So then I'll search and see that I have 2 of them, and I'll just delete one.
Which one do you delete? The one, does it matter? Which one do you prefer to delete from?
Well, I keep the one with the data, right? So if I have Facebook, it's just a first and last name. But if they came from the Coach Online Office, I have all their information. You know what I mean?
Phone number, address, email.
Yeah. So Facebook is just, usually it's just a name. And most people don't put contact info on Facebook. I do. I think coaches do, right? But most people don't. So you're not getting any contact info. You're just getting their name.
So delete the one from the Facebook, the connects.
Yeah.
Well, that depends. Like I have some Facebook friends who use their first and middle name, but in the Coach Online Office, they use first and last. So I recognize them by their first and middle name. So then I would delete their Facebook one, but change the one that came in from Coach Online Office to be their first middle name. So when I search for them in Facebook, it's easy to remember.
Yeah, I do that. I put the Facebook name in parentheses next to their real name. So, whatever works for you guys. That's the thing. It's easy to customize. It's easy to set up the way you want it, you know? But yeah, you are going to definitely be constantly cleaning it. So a database is like a database. A database is the word that I use that represents a list of relationships. Okay, so if you hear me say database, that's what I mean, a list of relationships. Your database is a living, breathing thing. It's kind of like a lake, right? And it has to be, a lake has to have fresh water coming in and fresh water coming out, or else it becomes stagnant, right? Or else you end up like the Dead Sea in Israel. So it has to have fresh water coming in. You have to be adding new people constantly. You have to be taking people out constantly. I mean, that's just the thing. And as you work it, you're going to know, you know, who to move out, who to move in, and you just constantly think of it that way. You're just working it. Does that make sense?
Yes. I have another question. I mentioned this in the chat, but as far as ranking goes, I rank as I get to the person, because I don't know what kind of person that is necessarily, because I have almost 2,000, so I don't know half, you know. So I have to go to their Facebook to see exactly how I want to rank them. So since I'm in Facebook already chatting with them, it seems like it's more efficient doing it that way. Do you not recommend that? Do you recommend rating them all at the same time?
Absolutely. Because if you don't do that, you've got no priority set. So it's fine if, like Melissa, 90% of them are threes to start, fine, right? They can all be threes, but you need to go through and you need to go through and have your mom in there, your best friends in there, and those people in there higher, right? The people who will be advocates for you. So I would go through there. It's not going to take that much time. Think about the things that you waste an hour on in your life, right? What's going to be a more productive use of your time than going through one time? And if you don't really know them, then leave them at 3. That means they'll come up every 2 months. Worst case scenario, you're still never going to miss them. You know what I mean? But if you're doing 20 people a day, I mean, let me do the math on this for you guys, right?
I do about 12 a day. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because it's late, but I still don't understand why it's more efficient doing it that way.
Because you want to make sure that the people that the people that it's most important to talk to are being served to you first. If you've got 2,000 people in Facebook, and everybody's ranked, the people that you really need to talk to aren't going to show up for a month, 2 months.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Because it shows up based on, you get your 5s first, then your 4s, and your 3s, and your 2s, right? And then it may take you 6 months to get through your 3s. So every month your 5s come back. And they're in front of me. So, you'll see like, oh, well, tomorrow the first person I'm talking to is Joe. And then you're like, wait, Joe's not even on my list because 5 5s jumped back in and pushed him down. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Does that make sense?
Can I tell you my ranking system? Because it was very easy to just boom, 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 boom. If you don't know who they are, they're a 3. That's how I do it. Like if they're just random Facebook people, you don't remember connecting them, just 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. If they're in any of your challenge groups, or they've expressed interest in being in challenge groups, or they've liked your coaching posts or anything like that, or if you presented the coaching opportunity to them, they're a 4. If they're in your challenge groups, then they're like rock stars, or they have recommended you to people, then they're a 5. If they're a 2, what I normally do, I give them a 2 if like maybe we've talked 8 or 9 times and they're still showing no interest, or they've specifically said, I'm here to support you, but I really don't care about this. I don't want it for me. Or if they were like really bitchy to me in high school and I just don't want to talk to them, they're a 2. And then they're a 1 if they're my friends from a different country. And that's pretty much how I do it. So if you don't know who they are, just give them a 3. And then when they come up and you form with them and you talk to them, you'll have a better feel if they should be a 2 or 4 or 5.
And there's lots of times when you see somebody's name and you just go, 2. I'm not talking to them today. So
yeah,
that happens. You can also just postpone somebody for a week. I find that I always do the happy birthday messages every day on Facebook. I send people happy birthday messages, and so when I see that we've had a little bit of an exchange and now they're on my list, I may go, well, let me just give them another week, because they probably have 100 messages. I don't expect a conversation from a happy birthday message because you know how many you get right on your birthday. But again, I just want a split second. I want my name and my face in their mind. I'm wishing them a happy birthday so that next time when I talk to them, it's like we're just that much closer to the conversation. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Yeah. There's also one thing, there's a place in there for coaches. And at first I thought that was my downline. So I don't have a million coaches in my downline, and every day they want me to connect with 3 coaches, but really that's for all coaches. Like I have
Right.
tons of coaches on my Facebook, and there's a way to mark they're a coach and they're on my downline, or they're a coach and they're personally sponsored, or they're a coach and they're just a teammate. And you connect with other coaches. And I thought, why am I connecting with other coaches on purpose? But it's actually really nice. You check in with each other, you help each other out. It becomes really supportive, and you just go through your power hour really fast and get 100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
because whenever I come across a name who's a coach, I give them a 1 so they don't show up again.
So
Yeah,
if they're like a coach, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I agree with Melissa. I think you should be building relationships, because this is a community. It's a support community, right? And you're going to have lots of friends that are coaches that are outside of your team. I mean, I know just in a short time, I've been a coach, having gone to Summit twice, and to last year I went to the Cancun trip, and made lots of friends, and we're friends, you know, and we're not on the same team, but we connect, ask each other questions, synergize with each other. A couple of them are success partners of mine. We have a weekly Zoom where we check in and on our goals. So all of that stuff, you know, that whole put it out in slices, it comes back in loaves. It's hard to quantify the results. Here's what I will tell you about relationship marketing. It's the kind of thing you just got to do it consistently. It's hard to know, right? I mean, it's just like you do a workout. Today I did chisel agility. Anybody doing hammer and chisel right now? And it's like, you know, which exercise gets you the results? Is it like the jump squats? Is it the, you know, who knows, right? So you just do it all. You just do it all every day, and it's amazing what comes back. So I encourage you guys, like I said, don't think about what will be the direct result of this. Well, I have no benefit talking to a coach laterally on another team. Think about the relationship, and know that the best things in this world, the best things that we have, come from relationships, come from having good relationships. If you're the person who invests in relationships and doesn't suck from relationships, amazing things are going to happen for you. Does that make sense? So you didn't know you were going to get all this philosophy. You thought I was just going to be some software geek. I don't know how software works. To me, it's just, you know, the software is magical because it gives me an ability to reach out to people. And I know that when, you know, people are like, it's amazing how you stay in touch with everybody. It feels so good to get your messages. Like, yeah, I wish I was really, really that great. I have this tool that just told me today to message you. So how's your life?
I hear that all the time too. They're like, thanks for checking up on me. How'd you remember? How'd you remember that my mom was sick 4 months ago? I'm like, Teamzy told me.
But I mean, that's the thing is, you guys are really, I mean, it really makes people's day. And that's one of my messages too, by the way, that I send to my customers. I'll teach you guys, you know, eventually I'll put them all in templates. You guys can all use them. Put your best dialogues up there for us all to share too, because you can share your templates with the community. But I always ask people, how can I make your day today? You know, I send them a message that says, how are you doing and how can I make your day today? And most of the time, sometimes they'll have a question. Oh, I'm glad you called. I want to change my Shakeology flavor or whatever. Usually they just go, you just did.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, and then I'll get the, when's your next challenge group? I need to do that again, you know, type thing. So, you know, just, you know, and Anna Gray, I don't know if you guys know Anna Gray. She's 5-star diamond, maybe more. I don't want to shortchange her now, but last time I checked, she was 5-star diamond coach in here in California. And she did a training where she talked about that. You know, how can you make somebody's day is her philosophy for social media posting. So it's just like, that should be our philosophy for everything, right? How do we make somebody's day when we connect? And then our goal is make their life, right? Help them change their life in a positive way. So.
Can you show really fast how to do the templates? I don't know that feature.
Sure. Oops, I almost hit end meeting instead of share screen. Okay. So, all right. So this is the promote page, okay? And so you've got different templates. You've got emails, Messages, so this would be something that you text or send Facebook message to, or you could even do direct messages that you guys store for Instagram, for those of you who are really into Instagram. And these are dialogues, so these are things that you might say if you're talking to somebody, or you could use in a message, okay? And then you've got the Teamzy ones, so these are ones that we've put in here for you. Then you've got yours, right? So these are ones that you create. And then you've got community. So these are ones that you could share, and you can see there's not a lot there yet. You could share yours to the community. So let's say you have a bunch of people on your team and you want to share, Melissa, you talked about an email that you send to customers. So you could say, here's my email, and you could mark it to community, and then everybody could come in and see there's your email. So once we get, 20,000 coaches in here, you could come in here and you could search 21-day fix info email, and you could see all of the templates people have uploaded, and you could borrow their dialogues. That's the idea that the community would be able to do. Does that make sense?
I love this program so much, it just got better.
You just found something else you like.
So I have a Word document open and I'm copying and pasting, and I didn't know I could do it in here. It's awesome.
So if you go, let me see here. So these are some of the things that you can see that we've put in here. These are things that I would say, like reconnecting. Just checking to stay in touch. It's been too long. Send me an update when you have a chance. Again, we put these in here just to be easy. Like, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. I know my wife's a coach too, and when she does a post on Facebook or Instagram, she's like, oh my gosh, okay, it's got to be perfect. And I have to read this. Does this sound good? I'm like, just post it. Just post it. Don't overthink it, because time is short, right? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to remember it. Just make contact, keep going, get the momentum on your side.
There's one really cool thing here that we didn't mention, though, the social post, personal development, workout, and shake. I love that.
Yeah, so every day you click this when you're done, and it keeps track of it for you. And then on your dashboard, it'll keep a running tally of how you're doing on your dailies. So those are the product stuff. Let me just show you this really quick, guys. And I know that I've gone way over my time. You guys some of you guys are on the East Coast, right? I would be asleep.
I go to bed at 1 a.m, so this is early.
So let me stop my screen so I can go bigger.
It's only 10. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I wonder if let me see if I turn this light off.
Yeah,
Is that better or worse?
Come closer. There you go.
You guys see this? This is the mobile.
You tap the phone. Tap the phone.
So this is the mobile. Any better?
No.
Man, I used to have this app where I could do it.
We can see it, but we can't really see the detail of it.
You know what? Let me see if I can do it with this.
Circle.
This might just be. I know it's a little bit different on mobile. So anyways, oh well. So basically what happens on this is you have the same up next module right on your phone. Okay. And then when you click it, it opens up a screen that's just your connect with that person.
Nice.
So it works exactly the same. So you'll be able to do it mobile. And you also can check off, did you do your shake, your workout? Did you do your personal development today, and all that right there. So it's pretty cool.
I would like to have like an extra shake, like you can make your own check marks. You know what I mean? So if some people want to say, did I invite today? Or
yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We had there was quite a few features that we originally built that we stripped out, that we may or may not add back in. Again, the biggest challenge with anything like this is making it overcomplicated. So we're trying to keep it super simple for you guys, because once it gets complicated, people are like, I'm overwhelmed by it. And the experience we had in real estate was, in real estate CRMs, this is called a CRM, by the way. We don't call it a CRM because most Beachbody coaches are like, a what? So, but that's customer relationship management software, CRM. People hate CRM. Salespeople know they need it, but they hate it. It's complicated. It's a pain in the butt. Nobody likes it. So we were trying to figure out how to make it super, super easy. So we're trying to avoid feature creep on it. But at the same time, there's lots of little refinements that have been coach done, which are going to be really cool. Like, for example, next week, you guys will be able to mark if you invited them on a connect. You'll be able to click that, was it an invite? And you'll be able to toggle, was it an invite to a free group, a challenge group, or the business opportunity?
Nice.
And it'll track it for you. So that's going to be showing up, which is a little thing, right? Just a little thing, but just another little thing that'll make it super efficient for you. So as you're cranking through, you're doing your connects, and then a follow-up's happening, the relationship goes deeper, and it's like, boom, now I've invited. Then you can start tracking those metrics. How many connects did I do versus how many invites did I set? So
This has been amazing, Eric. This is
fun
so
stuff.
helpful. Teamzy
So
is my favorite tool I use, really.
So last thing before you guys go, just want you to know, excited that you guys are here. There's a free 30-day trial. You can go try it for free. If you're not already in there, go sign up for a free trial. It's a no-brainer. And then Melissa's email address, what is your email address again, so I get it right?
My email is Meliss, MELISS, at mycoachmeliss.com.
So Meliss at mycoachmeliss.com. That is your code. That is your referral code that you put in when you sign up for Teamzy, and you'll get a discount. Instead of $29.99, they'll give it to you for $24.99. So $5 a month off, which is not bad, pretty cool. And so use that as a code. You get a discount on it when you guys do 30 days, after your 30-day free trial is up. Here's what I will tell you guys. I believe it's really worth it at that price because it's less than the commission you get on one Shakeology Home Direct. So if you think that doing this could help you generate one sale, and that staying in touch with that person using this tool, you could maintain that Shakeology subscription, then you've paid for your Teamzy for life, right? So that's really what you got to do. So it's like when we tell a new coach, your 3 friends are going to pay for your Shakeology. Your one customer that you generate is going to pay for your Teamzy, and you're good to go. And you write it off your taxes and the whole good stuff. So again, get in the free trial. You get 30 days free. Use it. Message the guys if you have any questions. They'll help you. There's also a community of users where you can go on and post stuff, and people share stuff on there too, which is pretty cool.
Let me give them
As we go, that'll really take off.
So they asked for the email one more time. It's Meliss, MELISS, at mycoachmeliss.com.
See, now you guys all need to add her to your Teamzy so that you can stay in touch with her and get her email address later when your 30-day free trial's up, so you can save a couple of bucks.
Thank you so much for doing this, for being here, for teaching us everything, and of course for creating the most amazing tool for us. It's really helpful, and it's really launched my business forward. So thank you again, Eric. So much.
It's my pleasure, you guys. And what I hope you will do is go out and impact a lot of people's lives with it. That's the reason we're here. So thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great night.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night.